All right, welcome to the fourth and final game of the evening, Akumi Wars. Calling all bounty hunters, Akumi Wars is a turn-based RPG. Build your own party of irresponsible misfit heroes and delve into an epic world story on the ultimate goal of avoiding needing to work retail, which is a very noble goal. Never work retail. Uh, that's a good word for the terminology for it.
Yeah.
Anyway, armed with guns, magic, and a distracting amount of leg, hop on your ship for adventure. Like, right. So, as the blurb mentioned, this is a role-playing game of the turn-based variety, fully turn-based. No, no action, no quasi act, no active time battle or anything like that. It's like you'll all take your turns and do your attacks and all that business, like, which is actually kind of rare in today's world. If you're, outside of like the indie set, everything is so much more action oriented. But that's a rant for another day. Yeah, right. So there is both a lot to say and very little to say about Akumi Wars. It depends on what portion of this game you want to focus on. Um, like a good example is like the actual combat, and because, well, Petty is about to get to it here. Once this monster goes, it's like, yeah, you see, you can select the combat here. So the thing is, like, you got 3 attacks. You've got your, I forget how they exactly frame it, but no, the thing I want to highlight is all the fucking text here. Look at this shit.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I've seen Korean RPGs with less bullshit text than this.
I mean, it's technically not bullshit. It will tell you all the things that your attacks will do.
I mean, fair, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. But it's like, it's literally a goddamn paragraph. Why is this so fucking long? Like, especially for a role-playing game that's very snappy, very action-focused, in spite of its turn-based proclamations. You notice how fast everything went?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, this game has a desire to be, this really deep thing. Like, I'm not exactly sure what they were going for here, but it's like, yeah, your various attacks do a lot of stuff. Problem is, it's like, it's too much fucking reading.
So I had an impression from looking at the trailer, and there was a Steam review that pretty much confirmed this. So what it is, what it looks like to me is that it's turn-based. It seems to be relatively light on the RPG, and that rather this is more like one of those RPG style gacha battle games, only without any kind of actual money shop.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, there
you just have series of RPG style battles with lots of different attributes and stuff that, sure, you can min-max them, though you don't usually need to, and you can invest in in-game currency and stuff to do that.
That's a good way of putting it, honestly. Because, yeah, you got your base attacks here. you've got your, I forget the exact terminology that they use for it, but your I'll go with in terms of regeneration, your quick attacks, your medium attacks, and your ultimate attacks. The things that take 1, 2, or 3 rounds to regenerate. They like to make these things more profound than they are, because with the way things move, like this game moves at a breakneck pace for an RPG, which is not that uncommon for indie RPGs. Like, we featured a number of them that had this kind of pacing on the program. In terms of the customization, it comes in. God, I forget. Like, trying to remember, like, various powers you get from battles and shops that are equipable, as well as like unique powers that are endemic to some of the characters. Like your main hero Akumi has a unique attack called Primal Instinct, which is arguably the most important attack in the game, at least from what I saw. Because it's an attack. It's an attack that's so important, it gets its own tutorial. What it does is it's a finisher. Like, it's a mega attack that will allow you to destroy an opponent, that activates when said opponent is below 50% health. Although it seemed to work even when it wasn't that. Like, or maybe that was just like the optimal time. I wasn't exactly clear on that. Anyway, you get those. You can equip. You can swap them out, and that, like, your basic attacks, those don't get changed unless you change to a different version of a character. Or at least Akumi has different versions of herself. Like a bit down the road, you will get Hunter Akumi with a slightly better costume. Like,
that's the other way in which it's like a gacha game. It seems to be going pretty hard on the marginally horny character designs.
Yeah, this game is what I like to call rated M for teen. Like, this game is trying to present itself in a very juvenile, mature way.
I'm kind of wondering if John was involved in this one. Good lord.
Now, this is a bit too juvenile for...
Fair. I just had to make the joke.
Fair enough. But you get what I mean. Like,
yeah.
It's very edgy for teens and, trying to be sexy. If you find this kind of mid-2000s DeviantArt page attractive, I'll guarantee you someone's getting off to this. It wasn't me. Like, I don't find any of the art appealing here, but maybe it's because I'm just not into thighs that much.
Indeed.
It's a little bit of that. It's a little bit the extremely flashish art style.
Yeah.
Sometimes just the ways things stretch and skew is not as appealing as things animated in a way that uses a bit more specific efforts.
Yeah. And as far as your party goes, it looks like in the full game there's a total of 100 characters, which means I would by the time I was done with the first area, I had 10 characters. There are there are 4 slots, and the characters you have are less important than the classes. Like Akumi here is a fighter class, which is what it says on the tin.
Mm-hmm.
And like the first recruit you get is a guardian, which surprise, surprise, is high defense.
Yeah.
And not this robot, or not the hologram Alana, but Drone. He's a support type, which guess what he does?
As I say, 0 points for guessing.
Yeah, I'm like buffs, debuffs, healing. That's support. Sniper, good with guns, and so on and so forth.
Is it all just like basic Trinity stuff, or are there like more specialty subclasses to go into?
I'm not sure if there were specialty subclasses. The specialty, like the closest thing they got to that is unique traits that I mentioned earlier. That that can only be equipped to that character.
Fair. I just wasn't sure if it was all like DPS.
DPS tank, healer.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's it's like it's like outside of having that kind of basic dichotomy. I found it didn't matter all that much who I had in my crew.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like you got to make sure you have a support type, in order to heal, and so on and so forth. Like I said, once again, this is very mature for teenagers. And honestly, that's about all I got.
Do we want to get into the performance issues?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, there are 2 issues I want to get into. First, if you play this game, don't have a controller plugged in. By the way, as far as I know, this game is only on the PC right now. But anyway, it's definitely made to be played with a mouse. Like, if you have at least an Xbox controller plugged in, it will read that, and you'll have to use the analog sticks, and not recommended. And even if you use the control, use the mouse, it won't read the mouse if an Xbox controller is plugged in.
Mm-hmm. Which could be very bad if you're playing this on something like a Steam Deck.
Yeah.
Where the controller can't be unplugged.
Yeah. Let me see the Steam Deck compatibility here. Okay. There's none listed.
I mean, if you put Windows on your Steam Deck, you could run anything. And there's nothing stopping you from installing Windows.
The compatibility symbol.
Yeah. Or like there's also other handheld with built-in consoles, like the GPD line of stuff. They have built-in controllers, which those are Windows-based.
Yeah. So the other issue, which Galax has not encountered yet, is in the equip menu. So how they this is a super specific thing, but it made me want to harm people.
Oh no.
Okay, because your character profiles are like in the upper left corner here, and your equipment tiles are spread across like the top from left to right. The problem is the character profiles end up overlaid against some of the equipment tiles, especially since newest comes in from the left. Yeah, right here. Like, yeah. Oh, I can demonstrate. So yeah, you see the character profiles here. Akumi drone. Try pulling it down.
Oh.
It springs right back up.
Oh no. I can see how this would be a problem when we start looking at over 100 more characters.
It's not just that. That covers the tiles, and I can't move it. Why was this done?
Oh.
People. Yeah. Yeah. People got paid for this. It's like, patch this. Someone. This needs to come down so you can access the full range of, tile options.
Holy God, I just looked at the price. My brother in Christ, are they okay?
I mean, design oversights aside, mechanically, it's fine. It's just, I wouldn't pay $15 for this.
It plays like a free game. I've literally played like free games on my phone with more depth than this.
In fairness, they didn't attach any gachapon shit to
Fair?
it. When it totally looks like it had that in mind.
Yeah, I'm honestly shocked I was not bombarded by a store.
Yeah. I'm like, nope, everything here is...
Like I said, it seems like it wants to be a gacha game, aside from the fact that there's no actual in-app purchases.
Yeah. I'm like... not my reaction. I thought this was a perfectly okay RPG. Nothing special, honestly. Like, I'll probably forget about this thing very soon after we're done here. It's happened before.
It will happen again.
Yep. But yeah, I would not recommend paying $15 for it. I'd say half of that at most.
Mm-hmm. And God help us if they add an actual gacha to this thing later. Avoid like the plague.
I'm like, I like, it's been out since February, so...
I mean, fair.
Like I said, it seems like you're a bit harsher than I am on this title, but fair enough. It's like, it's really those design or programming oversights or whatever you want to call them that kind of sinks this from a 5 out of 10 to a 3 out of 10.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like there's no they're not deal breakers, but just combine that with the overall blandness, and it kind of sinks the ship. Like, right. So I think that's about what I got for Akumi Wars. Anything else you two want to add?
Nope.
Okay then. So
yeah, I think I said my main thing at the start.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, that'll about do it for not just this review, but this review session. So coming up on the week ahead, on Wednesday, April 3rd. So we were supposed to have our good friend John Pickett of Manga Gamer on the program yet again. It turns out Manga Gamer hasn't released anything new since the last time we had him on the show. So we pushed him off to next season because him not having new product is awkward at best. So in lieu of that, and as I promised last time we did this, Fragments of Silicon will be reacting to the Computer Chronicles. We'll be looking at the 1988 episode featuring computer games.
Oh, man.
They had a lot of these to pick from. This isn't even their earliest episode featuring
just
computer
a few,
games.
yeah.
Like, you know. Anyway, so that's what we're going to be looking at there. We have a new episode of MSP. I have no fucking clue what we're doing for that. Like, we had a guest blow up there, let's say, because, certain people didn't read the right
Yeah,
times.
a blow up is a bit more negative than what happened. It's just an unfortunate turn of events.
Right. I know. It's just, that was a bit frustrating.
Yeah, it's frustrating, but we're no ill will or anything like that. It's just it was an unfortunate week that this scheduling stuff happened. If it would have literally happened next week, it probably would have been fine.
Yeah, I'm like, so, but I don't know what Mac has in store because it's too close for me to fill in the gaps, and it's his show, so it's up to him to figure out that. I'm sure we'll talk about something. Like, anyway, we do have a Friday show slated for this week. We are hoping to have Elena Beg. I probably butchered that.
We will definitely get the actual name right when we go on air for Friday.
Yeah, but she will be representing limited run games. I assume that no introductions are needed here.
If we need to discuss who limited run games is, bro, can you make room for me under that rock?
Yeah, I'm like, now she hasn't confirmed, but in fairness, last week was both GDC and PAX, and she at the very least said she was going to be at GDC. So, hopefully I hear from her tomorrow. If not in the next few days. But that is what is upcoming this week. And until next time, I shall wish you good gaming.